Head back to the beginning of.
Today I have the beautiful Asha Mandela here with me, Guinness Book record holder and an entrepreneur. So welcome, Asha.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. So tell us, how long are your beautiful locks?
My baby is officially measured like 4 years ago as a little over 19 feet, but it's grown a lot since then and it's now over 55 feet.
55 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm like 5 foot myself, so it's like 10 of me. 10 of me. And how long have you been growing them for?
I've been growing them for 25 years.
Wow. So break down, like, how do you take care of them? How do you wash them? How do you dry? How do you do all of that?
You know, it's a lot easier than it actually looks. A lot of people think that it must take like hours to wash and maybe months to dry. It's actually very simple. There was a time where I used to wash my hair like 3 times a week and I was told that was too much. My hair can start rotting. I don't see where it rotted because it's actually growing. But now it's like down to once a week, and it's basically the day that I feel like I can cope with it because it is a little bit stressful at times. Okay. I hand wash the hair in the shower. We can't do salons. Hand wash it in the shower like hand wash it. Yeah, wow. Take it up and do like little bits like this with put in the shower.
And how long does that take?
It takes about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But it all depends on how much washing I want to do.
Okay.
And to dry, it's like depending on the day and the time. I try to wash my hair like early in the morning, so I have all day to dry. And being that I'm in Florida, I just lay it out on a sheet in the balcony. Okay. And the air dries.
So when you go in the sea, I suppose you just lie in the sand and make it dry.
I love the beach, but I hardly ever go. And if I do go, the way I carry my hair around my waist in the pouch, it's easier that way. It's still going to get the salt water that I need without really being dumped because of all the sand. The sand is going to take forever to come out.
Have you ever got sand in it before?
Yeah, I've gotten sand in it before. It was hell to get out.
I can imagine. So do you ever trip over your hair? I know it's a random question, but do you ever trip over your hair? Have you had any accidents with your hair being so long?
I've never tripped over my hair, but I've had accidents where it's got caught in the furniture or in the car door. Like there are times where I carry my baby and I strap him in the car seat, and sometimes I forget that he's there. So when I'm coming
you strap them in the car seat? Wow, like next to you?
Like next to me, keeps my company in the car seat. So I would forget sometimes, and I'm coming out of the car and totally forget that he's in the next seat, and I'm like, my neck will go like this, so I have to, say, I'm so sorry, baby, and just put it back in a pouch.
So you literally, I'm hearing you call your hair baby, so you're literally, it's a personification, it's a like, not a human, but it's a being to you?
It's my baby because I feel like my hair is me. Okay. We are a reflection of each other, and I give birth to my hair after God. So if this is a gift that was given to me, then I have to care for this baby like someone else having a child is considering that child as a gift from the Most High. So yeah, it's my baby, and I care for it like you care for a child, really.
So you would never cut your babies?
I'll never cut my hair.
That's absolutely amazing. So in terms of obviously it's going to be some weight. Do you have any neck trouble or back trouble, or could you possibly develop any like back or neck trouble from having your hair so heavy and so long?
A lot of people seem to think that, like, some people would make comments like, obviously she must be a bodybuilder or something, her neck must really be tough. I'm not saying that I don't get a little bit of discomfort from time to time, because anyone, without long hair, you have a rough day, you got a little tension going on. But the way I carry my baby around my waist, it actually takes the pressure off my neck, my spine, and my back. It's actually helped me from slouching over, because I used to slouch over a lot, and it's actually helped me my posture to be a little bit upright. So yeah, there are some days when I'm tired, I would feel the pressure. I wouldn't totally blame it on the hair. I would say it's a combination of things.
And have you ever done, so we'll go on to your products later, but do you ever dye your hair? Because obviously a lot of people with locks get like lint and white stuff in their hair. How do you get rid of all of that in so much?
I never really had a big lint problem
Okay.
with my locks, but I do dye my hair like once a year. And the reason for dyeing it is even though I really didn't want to be mingling in chemicals and stuff, based on what I've seen and my own experience with my baby, locks tend to get a little bit discolored. After a few years, it gets that dirty brown kind of look. And people already have this misconception that locks cannot be clean. When they look at it like that, they think like, oh my God, it's nasty. I don't really like that look.
Okay.
So I had to get kind of like, figure out what's going to work for me. I tried a couple different dyes and it didn't work. It just like slid right off. And then someone told me I needed a water-based dye.
Okay.
I tried it and it was genius. But it was drama to get a dye now because it's like I got to put the hair in a like those big gallon paint buckets we have.
Wow.
We just like dump like, I don't know, probably 30 bottles of dye, mix it up. And then I lay on my laundry by the pool side. And my husband would dump the hair in the bucket and like you tie-dyeing clothes and every 20 minutes. And then once it comes out, we just wash it with a hose and it looks
Wash it with a hose?
The hose, because it's so much dye, it needs so much water. So we like right out there, you just drop a sheet on the lawn and wash it out with the hose.
So how much time because people spend a lot of time on their hair anyway, just having maybe straight or permed hair or just whatever. But how much time per day do you spend, in a 24-hour period, do you spend on your hair?
I spend time kissing and cuddling my hair, but I don't spend time doing my hair. I just massage and groom. I don't really be twisting anymore. I didn't twist for like 21 years. And then within the last 2 years, I was doing like a little bit of twisting for interviews or shows. But now basically it's really nothing. I just get up with my baby, we talk to each other, we have breakfast, and that's basically it. People are thinking that I'm twisting and trying to do a whole lot of stuff. It's really nothing to my baby.
Okay. And also the term, you have dreadlocks and you have locks. Do you mind, because sometimes people don't like the connotation of dread next to the locks because dreadful. Do you mind people calling your locks dreadlocks or do you just call them locks?
I don't really like the term dreadlocks because there's really nothing dread about my locks. If you want to say love locks, it's fine. But it took me a while to be a little bit tolerant with people and to understand that from way back when they started calling it dreadlocks, and it's something that's really going to be hard. I mean, you can keep scolding people and correcting them, but it's still there. So I'm a little bit tolerant, but I don't really like it. I would just stick with locks as opposed to, dreadlocks.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay, so you're a Guinness World Record holder. How did that all come about? Did you approach them? Did they approach you? How did that happen?
The one thing that I found out with Guinness is that they don't go looking for anyone. If you think you have something different and unique, you approach them, they do their research, they get back to you and let you know if you're interested in. And once they agree to let you do it, the whole process takes could be anywhere from 3 to 5 months.
Okay.
The paperwork is this fat, the fine print is like you need binoculars because Guinness is very strict. For me, how it started was like for many years I used to wrap my hair like kind of like a Jamaican bubble dread. So no one really knew how long my hair was. I had absolutely no idea. But like 4 years ago, I had I was having continuous surgeries, and I had major upper body surgery that wouldn't allow me to keep putting my hands up, or the pressure as the hair grows just too much. So I started letting it down. And then people was like, oh my God, are you in Guinness? Are you in Ripley's? And I kept hearing that in my head all the time. So one day I decided to look it up, and I figured, well, hey, let me just fill the form out and send it to them. They took about 2-3 weeks, got back to me and says yes and gave me the instructions, and that's basically how it started.
And is there any competitors out there in terms of the length of locks?
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, but the good thing about it is that the category, it was a new entry in a new category within the hair category, and it's closed. So I'm the first person to hold the title, and until now and for whenever, I'll be the only one to hold it because it's been rested, because they feel like the hair category as it is a very sensitive and technical category to keep with so much stuff going on with hair. So they figure that the best bet would be to just rest that category until they feel they're more experienced in whatever it is. And I'm fine with that. To me that was a blessing in disguise, so I don't have to worry about anybody popping out anywhere and trying to break my lovely record, you know what I'm saying?
Or try to cut them off and try to jump in there themselves. Got people out there that are crazy like that. So I know that you're not just about your hair, you're also a businesswoman. Tell us about your business, what you do, what you sell.
Well, before we talk about the business, I want to also give credit to Ripley's, believe it or not, because I'm also certified by Ripley's as the world's longest locks. You know, a lot of people are like, it's always Guinness, and nobody hears about Ripley's. And I love the Ripley's family, and I have to give them credit for that also. In terms of the business, I basically had my formula for like a little over 12 years. I was going through chemo and stuff for like breast cancer, and I was, you know, having issues with thinning and breakage, and I just couldn't seem to find any products that worked for me. And then I ended up with a bit of dry scalp that I just couldn't seem to get rid of. So I think it had to do with a combination of the meds and different things. And I just set out and trying all the different products that I thought maybe something in there worked for me. I tried getting into that. And a lot of times you look at the labels on a lot of products and it's basically the same thing. Maybe the method of preparation is a little bit different, and everybody has their little secret thing that they put in there. So that's basically how it started for me. But I only introduced it to the world 2 years ago when everybody wanted to know, you know, what shampoo are you using, what oil, you know, what do you twist with? And it was just coming at me like all the time. And so my husband says, well, you know, baby, you're sitting on a gold mine, you might as well introduce it to the world. So that's basically what I did, and it has been really, really wonderful.
Wow.
I mean, I can't keep it in stock at all. It's amazing. And then the growth renewal oil, it is tested and proven to promote triple times hair growth, and it heals the scalp. It's amazing. And the Curly Locks butter is for retwisting locks or just natural curls or grooming, and it's for all hair types. You know, Caucasian hair gets a benefit in different ways, like heat caps or the hot oil treatment, and like if they want to put the oil in the hair before they shampoo, they get the same benefits as us that's putting like the tiny, you know, drops in it. So it works really well, and I have a few pieces that I'm going to add on to it probably come spring, but I wanted to stick with this for a while so people can understand the product and that it's good, so they don't get confused with all the different pieces like other people have.
So you're a businesswoman, so obviously you're very busy with all the orders and stuff. How do you keep yourself motivated with all this business around you?
It is a hard one, considering that I have a lot of medical problems that people are just beginning to realize, and it is very tiring. But the motivation is in whatever that gift is that I was blessed with. I feel like maybe it's my time and my story for the world to introduce them to these products. And every time someone hits me up on Facebook or in my inbox and tell me like I was losing my hair and oh my God, I tried your products, nothing will work, and this is brilliant. And they talk about top of the line products that they stopped using and is using mine and seeing results, especially people that have a lot of problems with hair loss. It just brings me a joy, like, let me know that it's worth it. All the time and energy and the stress, it's really worth it. So it's really brilliant motivation with the testimonies and the results.
And how do you see yourself and your products evolving?
Well, I'm not even sure how to answer that, except to say that I know we've come really far within the last 2 years. And the rate my orders and stuff are going in from all over the world, and the demand, I'm guessing in 3 years I can just relax and have
retire. I don't blame you. That's amazing. So we're in a time right now where everybody's trying to become natural, and some people want to have their own product line like yourself. What advice would you give to them in terms of starting their own business?
For me, I would say what no one said to me, because I had no guidance at all. And I would say it's got to be something that you really want to do because you really care about other people and about what they put in the hair, and really holding on to what's natural for as long as we can. And that would make it easier, so that you know you're actually going to be researching it carefully to give people the right products, as opposed to just doing it for the money or to just say like, I have my own hair products. You know, it's all about research and the compassion that comes with it, and knowing for sure that this is what you want to help other people with, you know, hair or skin issues or anything of the sort.
Okay. And you've got a massive international following. I know people order from you online and stuff. What marketing strategies have you kind of tapped into to get the following that you have?
It's funny, I didn't tap into anything really, it just happened. It's like I am just guessing that me being the record holder and having such long locks lets people know obviously she's using something right or doing something right, and that alone was motivation. And the marketing by itself is like me of myself, I'm a brand.
Yeah.
So this whole branding right here tells a story without me saying anything, and that was it.
A lot of people want to interact with the corporate world, but they think that natural hair's kind of not seen to be correct within the corporate world. Has that been your kind of take on it?
That hasn't been a problem to me. I think it's, I couldn't say what it is, but there's something about me that everybody likes.
Okay.
I've not been one of those people that has locks and in the natural world that Caucasian or corporate people feel like they couldn't approach me or use my products. I get great compliments all the time. It comes over really well. So I've been able to tap into that without even doing anything specific. It's something about me, whatever it is. People would say, oh my God, you know, your energy is different.
Okay.
I like your aura. I can try your stuff, you know, without wondering if it's going to work for them. And it's been fine. So I don't see a setback with me and that at all, because I've had people from all walks of life and everywhere. I get huge orders from China and India. That alone speaks for itself, you know.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
Okay, so what would you say to your 20-year-old self if you could go knowing what you know now? So when you were little, what would you say to that little girl knowing what you know now?
She's 20 now.
Wow, can't tell the last time I was 20. I was 20 and a real knucklehead. I would just say that, you know, it all depends on people's foundation and upbringing. But at the end of the day, it's all about thinking positive, surrounding yourself with positive people. And try to get a basic idea of what you want and go for it no matter what. Even if it seems difficult at that point, you know what you want and you go for it. I honestly didn't know what I want. I had absolutely no idea that I was going to end up in the natural hair world. But then people would say to me, well, it doesn't surprise me. That's what they would say, because back in the days in growing up in the Caribbean when we were poor, I wanted braids, but I couldn't afford it. So I would go peep at the hairdressers, see what they're doing, go buy the braids and sit and put it on myself. And the same with the weaves and stuff, you know. And then other people started coming to me to get their hair done. I had no certificate, had no idea how you do that. So they say to me, we should have known it was going to happen. But I honestly never thought of it. I had no guidance. But things today are much different than it was 20 years ago when I was 20. Like I said, you know, it's all about, you know, doing all the research, trying to, you know, go with your foundation, thinking about what you want and really go for it no matter what anybody tell you. It's easier to try and fail than just not to try at all and get any sidetracks from other people that's not making any sense. I think it works better because I was stubborn. I wasn't listening to anybody and it worked. You know, people was like, are you trying to go into the hair business? I mean, like, you have medical problems. How is this going to work? What do you think people is going to think? And it's impossible for you to have such long hair. They would think it's fake. And where am I sitting today? You know what I'm saying? So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is love?
Love is a four-letter word that spells trouble.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to elaborate on that?
On love?
Yeah.
Love is in what sense of love? Love is in loving myself and my baby, or love is in the wonderful marriage that I have?
What is love? What does it mean to you, that word? What does it?
Love is a very strong word, and it should not be used in ordinary context or taken lightly, because it's serious, but it's wonderful. And I've experienced that within myself and with my baby and my son and my wonderful king man.
Okay, beautiful. When it's all said and done, what legacy do you want to leave on the planet?
Sometimes, you know, I think about that, and I never quite know what to say or what to make of it, because sometimes I just can't find the words. But I would say that in terms of legacy, I mean, for me, overall, it's an honor to represent my people and all people, and to show that nothing is impossible when you believe and you push it no matter the limits. The legacy of knowing that we were able to witness what people would call a black Rapunzel, or yeah, that's a real Medusa. You know, all that in one package is more than enough. You know, in terms of legacy and historic, anything you want to look at it. That's how I look at it.
Wow, that's black Rapunzel, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for this wonderful interview. I really appreciate it, and your beautiful babies that are just staring at me, and I can feel the energy, the love energy.
My baby is just, I have no idea what I do without my baby, I'll tell you.
Aww.
And you know, I just recently did an interview for a TV show in America, and because I was diagnosed with colon cancer. And the interview, you know, they were just like a little bit iffy with me, but the whole thing is that they try to make it seem like I was putting my hair before my life, and they just didn't understand that my hair is my life. And if I've had the experience like 12 years ago, when I was able to beat cancer, breast cancer, my way with my herbs and stuff, and yes, protect my hair in that sense, then who's to say it's not going to work now? And yet, you know, the negative vibes that people get, I don't really like that, because they need to know that there's two sides to the story. And it's about the hair, but it's not about the hair. It's about everything natural in terms of what's going into the body too, for healing. And me agreeing to take that treatment and losing my hair means I'm surrendering to chemicals and a whole lot of stuff, and then hurting my baby in the process. I mean, any real mother would not hurt the child like that,
So
right?
true.
Okay. So that's basically it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you again, Asha, I really appreciate it.
Thank you too.
Okay,
Head
thank you.
back
Bye.
to the beginning of time. No, nothing, nowhere, or no one.